So, or maybe it's even like maybe they have honest intentions and then they want you to be accessible to people or whatever. You know, we never consider ourselves. We're not like angry or trying to like dodge any sort of label or anything like that. But it's always been sort of confusing to us that anybody's labeled us anything like that, because I don't think anything we do has anything to do with surfing except for one lyric or two, you know, and in one song.
Is there a reference to Barack Obama in there as well, in that song? You guys
not overtly.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we wrote it on Inauguration Day, so.
But it doesn't, I mean, not overtly, like, it doesn't say, like, Obama.
No.
People get confused. I don't want to cause any further confusion on the lyrics.
Yeah. No, the reason, the reason, that was tongue-in-cheek joking out there when I said it's the only single.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's probably, you know, out of all the songs that we've written, it's probably our least favorite one at this point. But
that's how it goes.
That's how it goes. Yeah, any band, I'm sure the song that they get asked to play a lot kind of gets annoying. But we're happy to be here and grateful that people like it. And
fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you guys do a lot of your own stuff as well in terms of videos and audio? It must be a lot more work. Why take on the extra workload for that sort of stuff?
Well, in the beginning, it was just because we didn't have any other choice. You know, no one wants to make a video for you, so you have $100 and try to make a video and do something creative that'll read well, and sort of the same thing with like the artwork and everything we do ourselves, just because at the time we couldn't pay anyone, and I guess just because we're all very like kind of, we want to keep control over the whole thing as much as possible, and that's the artwork and the videos and like producing the songs ourselves and everything.
you know, for us, it's the idea is why have someone else do it when you're able to do it on your own, even though, you know, the implications of saying that you'll do it all, it basically means that you are never have time to relax. And I don't think we realized the amount of work that would go into it, you know, being on the road 12 months out of the year and having to come up with like music video ideas and find time to direct and shoot these videos. And
when most bands are going out and having fun after their concert, we usually go back to the hotel room and do whatever work we have, you know, lined up.
As soon as the day that our album, our debut album was released, we started thinking about the second album and artwork ideas, and you know, just kind of have to work that way in order to keep up with it all. There's such a demand right now.
It must be quite rewarding though, putting in that much work and seeing the results as they come out.
Yeah, it is. I think we're all so proud of the album and so happy with the way it turned out that even if everyone had hated it, then I think we still would have been proud of it.
I think when you do everything like that and you do everything yourself, you really can be proud of whatever happened, and that's why, like, you know, Jacob is like, sort of as a joke, kind of laughed at. We can sort of like laugh at any sort of criticisms that people might consider negative about our album, because we like kind of joke about it being true. Anything that anybody said in either direction is true, because we've had complete control over the way it's gone from front to back, over everything about it. So you can really sort of stand by. We just want to be able to like be proud of what we're doing and stand by it, you know.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the second album. You guys got a different direction. You're just going to keep doing what you're doing.
Try to be consistent. You know, I think, you know, my favorite bands have always been consistent. You know, throughout their careers. You'll put in any of their albums and you know exactly, they're just reliable, you know. You need to feel a certain way, you put in this band, and it doesn't matter the album or really even the song, you get that feeling that you only get from that band, and so I try to do something like that.
And what are some of those bands? The Smiths?
Yeah, I mean, they're a band that's pretty reliable, but I mean, you know, even bands as recently as the Strokes, you know. You know it's a Strokes record when you're listening to it, and it gives you that feeling, you know. But then even all the way back to you know, like the Shangri-Las or bands like the Ramones, you know, like you just know, you know, that it's a great thing to be able to. It's always a really sad thing when a band does something special and then try to make a mature, important record after that and kind of lose everything. Lose in quotation. I kind of lose everything that was so special about them just because they could. You know, it's always such a dangerous game, you know. After putting out our first album, we were offered for the second album, you know, like amazing producers would come to us, you know, people that we have looked up to our whole lives and said, you know, I'd love to produce your next record. And we'd have to politely decline, and, you know, it's a really flattering thing, but, you know, being in a big studio is terrifying to us. It's not a comfortable thing. And you also have, like, you know, you have all these options now, and we like the idea of being really limited in what you can do. We have these strict rules, and you know, when you have those kind of limits, then you're forced to do something special within those limits. Whereas if you have the world at your fingertips, it's very easy for what you do to become watered down, and you do things just because you can. And I love the idea of not being able to do things and making something out of that.
Yeah, I think that's a very relevant observation about music today. There's so much going on, and it just gets lost in people trying to put records in the
Yeah, I just think we're much more comfortable closing ourselves in a little, like, so much more comfortable closing ourselves in a little closet, you know, with one guitar and a keyboard and a cheap microphone and making a record. That's how we did the last one.